Greetings, everyone. How you guys doing today? Blessed love on this beautiful Sunday morning. Hope everyone is doing good. Yes, you know, good ideas. This video is about good ideas. It's an open topic on good ideas. You can share your thoughts in the comment section. You can come up with ideas that you think is really good and that can help us move forward to a better place. You know how it is these days, everything is just different. So we you know we're going to talk a little about creativity and how far we have strayed from creativity because of easy access. I'm gonna be playing a little song just to for the creativity. This is old music. I don't even know who's singing the song, but I was just it's a cassette I come across, and I'm hearing this song, and the creativity of these people. How great, how they put the music together, how they compose the music, how they compose the song. You know what I'm saying? Creativity. And we are strayed from that. We've been straying from this for a very long time. Very long time. Now it's all here. Creativity is gone. So I'm just gonna be playing a little of this until for a few minutes, and then we're gonna talk. You know, this type of music, I'm just studying the music. How these people was creative with the guitar, the piano, just creative. And we lose it. We definitely lose it. And this go a very wide range, a really wide range. It's not just music. It's life itself. It's gardening. It's how you build house. We might say, well, okay, boy, this is time where time change. Yes, time is change, but not because time is changing, meaning our creativity. We should give up our creativity and lose everything that we've been learned, we've been taught, everything right and positive that we know. Give it up because of easy access. You know, I was watching a video the other day. It's like the guy was on the street, and basically the guy was like talking to other people, asking them questions. And I see a young boy was there, and the young boy was basically angry. And when I say angry, what I mean is like asking question. You know, we blame the children today. We put a lot of blame on the children today. And but can we look at ourselves for real? When we look at ourselves today and putting all the blame on the children and how the children, the children of the future, we put all the blame on them. But have we sit back and really listen and observe and see all what we had accepted? We put down everything we learn and everything we know for easy access. No, when our children is on the phone and the computer, we get mad. We say, oh, you want to be on the phone and the computer. But We basically doing the same thing. And we grow up not knowing about phone and computer. We grow up in our babies, little boys, little girls, into our teenagers without even knowing about a phone. So now we hit an age now where we accept everything. We expect the children of today shouldn't be getting themselves into what we accept, meaning being on the game, being on the phone, being on the computer. This we ourselves accept this. We ourselves is who show them this. We ourselves is who we ourselves. Sometimes you walk in, you have your phone in your hand. I see a guy crossing the street the other day, and the guy there, directing the traffic. So, he put his hand to stop the people from crossing, and he allowing the vehicle them to cross. And this guy down in his phone and don't even realize that he's crossing the street while the guy hand is up, while the vehicle them is passing. So even us grown people today has lost ourselves into technology, and we expect different from our children who grow up meet this technology. If we want changes, we will have to make changes within ourselves. We can't expect the children to change and we not changing, because we supposed to be the one setting example for the children. But these days, there's no example. Everybody just living. No one setting example these days, man. And the children, them, I'm asking myself, did we fail the children of tomorrow? Did we fail them by accepting everything out there? Did we fail them to throw away the things we know that is good and accept something different? And now we're presenting the same thing to the children. Did we fail the next generation? We give up all we know, the trade we know, our skill we know, how to do things. And we buy into the quick access, the everything easy. What do we expect from the next generation? I remember, I always got to go back to food, because I remember growing food. I remember growing food was like a lifestyle. Growing food was like something you just have to do to feed your family. This is something you just have to do. All right? Now we had the farmer, you had the fisherman, you have the plumber, you have the carpenter, you have the mason, you have all these type of people, meaning you had also have some type of skill. You had also have some type of skill in order to make it something, because it was like barter system. Okay, you come by me and you help me do some work, and maybe I give you some food in exchange. But we allow the paper to come in between that. Now everybody want the paper. You understand? Nothing wrong with the paper, because you could use it and buy stuff. But when the values of these things start dropping and falling, it becomes like really nothing anymore. You see what I'm saying? Because once the value of your dollar start dropping, it start becoming a situation. So we remember the barter system, walking hand in hand with each other. I know a lot of people get the house bill by just cooking food and have liquor drinks, and every Sunday people come over and help them build the house. We know a lot of that, and this is how we know it. Yes, it's different times today. We know this is different time. But I mean, what are we passing down to the next generation? You know, it's very hard. It's very hard for the children of today because when it's hard not to get a stepping stone in life. When I say a stepping stone, I mean it's hard not to get a jump start in life. It's hard not to get to it's hard to start from zero and build. So when these kids born and grow up and got to start from zero, nothing, it's not easy. It's a burden on them. Then they might want to go to school, they might want to go to college. That's an next burden on them. That's an next burden for a lifetime that they got to pay back. So many people went to college, get the degree, but they cannot get the job they qualify for, and they have a loan to pay. You see what I'm saying? So all these things, the children have to face them. It's a lot of pressure. You understand? And when you look at life and you see life as there's no hopes, sometimes people just give up, man. Sometimes people give up on their dream because they're looking at it as, with the purpose. What's the purpose? Because even though I spend all this time, go out there, do this, I still cannot get a job for what I qualify for. I gotta go and settle for something different. If we, as the older generation, as the mom and dad, as the parents of today, if we can transform ourselves into teaching, you see, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. And if we able to transform our knowledge and pass it down to these kids, it will be better off for them. It's crazy because our generation is so lack of so many things that ain't much to pass down to our generation. There's other races that make sure they have to pass down for their children and their grandchildren and their great-grandchildren. They create legacy for their children into hundreds of years. So we could sit down and tear down each other instead of focusing on the future of our children. What are we gonna do? Our skills. You know, a lot of our problem is we don't even know our children sometimes. And that is the problem. We don't know our children. Why? Because we focus on what we want for them and not what they want for themselves. The reason why so many of us today don't know our children is because we focus on what we want for them and not what they want for themselves. So now you pressure in your child to be a doctor, But your child don't want to be no doctor. Your child want to be a carpenter or a mechanic. But you pressuring them because you so want a doctor out of your family that you pressuring them to be a doctor. They don't want to be no doctor. They want to be who they want to be. So sometimes get to know what they want or who they want to be and walk towards that. You observe, you know, observe what they want and walk towards it. You know, sometimes we as parents and we want, we might be in a field, in a work field, and in the work field, we want our children to be in the same work field. But what we got to understand, it doesn't mean that they want to be in your work field. You see, everybody got to be comfortable in what they do and what they want to do. So as parents, we cannot be pressuring children to do what we want them to do. Yes, we want them to do the right thing, stay out of trouble. But we can't pressure them to be a doctor or a lawyer or a carpenter. Observe what they want to do and help them through it. Encourage them, push them, motivate them that they could do something they love. And when they do something they love, they could go far because it's something they love. I know this guy. He have a son, but he is a plumber. He is a plumber, and he wanted his son to be a plumber so bad, just like that his son could be doing plumbing work, just like and he could teach his son. Well, his son have no interest in plumbing, but he keep pressuring him. Son, this is a good trade. I want you to learn this trade, which is good. You want them to learn the trade, but you cannot pressure them. What you need to do, you ask them what you like to do, what you want to do, what type of trade you want to do. Get to know what they want to do. The guy didn't want nothing to do with plumbing, but guess what? He wanted to be a mechanic. He didn't want to do plumbing because that's not his goal. That's not his vision. That's not what he want to do. But he wanted to be a mechanic. And he do what he got to do, and he became a mechanic. But his father wanted him to be a plumber. And now he's a good mechanic. So this is just a prime example of what I'm trying to say. You cannot you got to get to know your children. A lot of us don't know our children because we're too busy at work, and not to say you have a choice in that situation because we're too busy trying to keep a roof over their head and food for them to eat. We're so busy doing that sometimes you not even listen to me. You have to take time out with these children, sit down and have conversation. Hey, good evening, Passionate. How you doing? Thank you for being here. Yes, we have to get to know these children, man. These children is our children, our next generation is really slipping away because I'm blaming the older generation because we buy into everything. We buy into everything, and we even give up what we know for all these things that's available today. So now most of us can't even sit down and teach them what we used to do in those time, or what we're doing. This is why sometimes it's good to hold on and certain traditional thing that you was doing that you know was positive, like how to feed yourself. This is something everybody should know. How to feed yourself, how to feed your family, how to survive, how to, you understand? Because in times like these, it's becoming a time when you will be depending on people for everything, food, everything. Well, it's already happening, and it's happening in our time. So could you imagine when we gone and these children comes up, they will have to look to someone for everything. This is why, I try to, I can't do everything. When I say I can't do everything, I can do trade. I have, different skills. But I only could do only a part of giving back to the children, giving back to the people by showing them how to grow food, how to survive, how to cook some food outside, how to live without electricity. Everybody got to play their role, because the culture is slipping away. What we know is slipping away. The creativity that we know and accustomed to is slipping away, because not even us trying to be creative these days. So if we who grew up in creativity, where we was creating everything, to build a house now, it take months. I remember it used to take years to build a house. Now in months, you see a house build up, finish in months. Several houses. You see a whole subdivision complete within months. Because now there's machine to do this work. And you know what? A lot of us are going to say, oh, well, it's easier. Of course it's easier, because a machine is doing the job. But guess what? The machine them is taking away the skill, our thinking, our creativity. So now we don't need to be creative, because the machine gonna do it. And this, we as a people give that rights up. And what do we expect from our children? When we see them in the computer, we get mad. Or you just want to be on the computer. When we see them on their phone, or you just want to be on the phone. We not showing no example. You check what I'm saying? We ain't showing no example to them. So what do we expect? We grew up in an era where there wasn't a cellular phone. And now we can't do with it. So what do we expect from the children who grow up meeting cellular phone, meeting computer, meeting video games? What do we expect? We gave that up. So do we believe? Do we think in any form of the other? Because like I say, I was listening to this little boy, man, was talking to this older guy on the street. And the older guy trying to tell him, and he's saying, you guys fail us. What have you guys done to help the next generation? What has you done? And that really hit me, because I remember in growing up when the elders was like the teachers. I remember when the elders was like the teachers, where you could sit down and have a conversation with the elders and just have a beautiful conversation, something that could enlighten you, something positive, like things they used to do, how they used to do it. These days, that don't happen anymore. That don't happen anymore because what something has created. Also, I remember them time there was community. Them time there was community. I don't know what it is now, but them time there was community where people look out for each other. You couldn't just come into a community and just tell yourself you want to do whatever. You understand? People was looking out for each other. Everyone was growing each other children. If someone see your children down there doing something wrong, they're gonna let you know. Oh, I saw your child down there was doing such and such. No, it become a time where if you tell someone you see their children doing such and such, that could turn out to be a big argument. Meaning that could turn out being also you watching my children. You see what I'm saying? So now people take themselves from there and they just close them out. So no one says nothing anymore. They see your children doing something and they just pass their way. But them time the village used to raise the children. You see, but we don't have that no more. Everyone is for themselves, and it's because of the way thing being placed. It's surely because of the way thing being placed to divide and conquer, and we all buy into it. This is what I'm saying. Our generation buys into a lot of things, and these younger children coming up now, meeting a harder time because they're supposed to know how to set some kind of seed. They're supposed to know how to use some type of tools. They're supposed to know something. They're supposed to know how to do something instead of growing up depending on everybody for do everything for them. Don't you know into the world, if you grow up and able to do, like you purchase a house and you're able to do the plumbing, do the maintenance on that house. Do you understand how much you can save? Do you understand if you got to pay someone to do that? Do you imagine? Could you imagine how much it taken from you? So these are skills we should be trying to accomplish and encourage the kids them. Find out which skill do you like, or what do you like? What is your? You see, sometimes we ask the kids them from young, and some of them might say, "I don't even know." You understand? Which understandable. They're young and they might know, but that doesn't mean you give up because while they're growing, they're gonna start looking and they're gonna start thinking, and it's gonna start come to them what I would like to do when I grow up. So you got to keep track of that. So instead of we pressure them into becoming what we want them to be, we need to look into what they want to be and support them however we can. Once it's something positive, we support them. They don't have to do what you doing or what you want them to do. They could do other things and be successful. Look for things you good at and invest in that. Because if you invest in something you can do, it's become easier for you. So a lot of times we invest in things, but at the same time we're depending on someone to look over our investment. And sometimes that someone don't have your best interests. So if you want to invest, learn about the process, learn about the product, whatever it is, learn about it and invest into it because you know about it. So nobody can fool you and run you wrong because you know what you're investing into. But the kids, man, listen me. The kids are the future, man. And if you want to sit down there and believe that there's not a lot of culture out there that invests highly in their next generation or their children, trust me,